Hi, you're listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K, broadcasted from the city beautiful Orlando, Florida. In the book Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari, we could find what adaptable and flexible creatures we the humans are. I'm reading a few paragraphs. One is called Bypassing the Genome. In 1789, the French population switched almost overnight from believing in the myth of the divine right of kings to believing in the myth of the sovereignty of the people. Consequently, ever since the cognitive revolution, Homo sapiens has been able to revise its behavior rapidly in accordance with changing needs. And there is another interesting one. Consider a resident of Berlin, born in 1900 and living to the ripe age of 100. She spent her childhood in the Hohenzollern Empire of William II, her adult years in the Weimar Republic, the Nazi Third Reich and Communist East Germany, and she died a citizen of democratic and reunified Germany. She had managed to be a part of 5 very different socio-political systems, though her DNA remained exactly the same. Quite remarkable, isn't it? And my thoughts, although those socio-political changes, the human beings were able to create timeless music. For me, that is one more proof that music is woven in the human DNA. And speaking about this, let's see who are our guests tonight. Jazz vocalist and songwriter Sylvia Brooks has a new album called Signature. Welcome to Light Lounge with Dimitri K. Sylvia.
Hi, Dimitri. Great to be with you on your program today.
You're welcome. And let's start with one of your songs, Your Heart is as Black as Night.
Your eyes may be whole, but the story I'm told is your heart is as black as night. Your lips may be sweet, such that I can't compete, but your heart is as black as night. I don't know why you came along at such a perfect time, but if I let you hang around, I'm bound to lose my mind. 'Cause your hands may be strong, but the feeling's all wrong. Your heart is as black as night. such a perfect time. But if I let you hang around, I'm bound to lose my mind. 'Cause your hands may be strong, but the feeling's all wrong. Your heart is as black. Your heart is as black. Oh, your heart is as black as
Each piece of music has a story, but when 9 of them are put together in an album, it becomes a composer's signature, which is the name of your new release. Do you find Sylvia Brooks more genuine in this album than in her previous 3 albums?
Yes, this album, I think, is probably the most personal piece of work I've ever done. The tracks that I wrote, which are tracks 2 through 8, on the album are really personal stories. They're either things that I went through or things that I've observed in society that I felt needed to be spoken about. And it's also a more intimate album in that I don't have a lot of instruments. It really is a trio album with on one song we have a couple of cellos, on another song we have 3 horns, but for the most part it's really a trio album.
Very well done. We all know that not the quantity but the quality is what's important.
they're saving me a seat.
We're listening to Boogie Street.
What I am is what I am. I'm back on Boogie Street, and oh my love, I still recall the pleasures that we knew, the rivers and the waterfall wherein I bathed with you. Bewildered by your beauty there, I kneel to dry your feet. By such instructions you prepare a man for Boogie Street. Oh, crown of light, oh, dark and wide, I never thought we'd meet. You kiss my lips, and then it's done. I'm back on Boogie Street. So come, my friends, be not afraid. We are so lightly here. It is in love that we are made. In love we disappear. Though all the maps of blood and flesh are posted on the door, there's no one who has told us yet what Boogie Street is for. Oh, crown of light, and then it's time to go. I tidied up the kitchenette, I tuned the old banjo. I'm wanted at the traffic jam, they're saving me a seat. I'm what I am, and what I am is back, back on Boogie Street. I'm back on Boogie Street. Back on Boogie Street.
Your father, pianist arranger Don Ippolito, has worked with the best names in jazz. Your mother was a conservatory-trained opera singer who also dazzled audiences singing standards, a musical bloodline in your family that should have helped finding your own way in music.
Yeah, it really did help me understand music in a very organic way. I mean, my father was a great jazz piano player. I grew up with jazz in the house. He would have musicians come over, trios, and they would rehearse in the living room when I was a toddler, toddling around. So, you know, I think that music went into me before I could even speak, at a very young age. And then, you know, my mom sang opera, and I ended up seeing her perform on the stages. She did, for a while, she did some club work and did standards, and so I really was, you know, indoctrinated into music at a very, very early age. And I think it has helped me to understand, I think on a pretty deep level, what music is and the power that it has to reach people. And I think a lot of the decisions I make creatively are very intuitive because of that.
Very well said. With your parents around at that early age, your music came intuitive and in a very organic way. Listening to your new album, we can feel that. We're listening to Catch 22.
It's out of your grasp, you just can't win. You're inside out and outside in. You were so close but acted scared. You always do, life just ain't fair. You think she smiled but can't be sure. Or is your mind and play once more? You want to ask but you just can't do it. Another shot might get you through it. Damned if you don't, and damned if you do. That's what they call a catch-22. That's what they call a catch-22. That's what they call a catch-22. Lights are low, your whiskey's neat. You're at the bar and feel her heat. You cross the room to catch her eye. You're drawn to her, but don't know why. You walk past her with desire. Your nerves are shot, but you're on fire. You wanna ask, but you just can't do Catch-22.
While working on Signature, you focused on your love for Latin-influenced music, big band swing, and rich ballads, and you wanted to explore the whole spectrum musically. Did you fulfill your desire?
You know, regarding Latin-influenced music, I always include a Latin song on every album that I do because I grew up in Miami. So I grew up with a lot of Cubans, and it was a very deep part of my early life that I just love Latin music. And so I always record a Latin song. This particular song on the album, called Red Velvet Rope, is actually autobiographical about growing up in Miami as a teenager. And I brought Kiki Valera on to do the arrangement of it. He's from Cuba. He grew up playing on the streets in Cuba. He plays like 7 different instruments. So it was a really collaborative effort, and I think in terms of just doing different styles of music on this album, I think the whole point was really to deliver a very intimate, personal album that people could listen to and that it would go deep into their souls. Hopefully that's the hope, that it, you know, that it reaches them in their own lives in a way that makes them feel something. Because to me, that's what we're here to do, is to, you know, kind of bring the message across the border, so to speak. So.
Well, I'm pretty sure with Red Velvet and Kiki Valera on the arrangement, you're bringing the message across more than one border, Sylvia.
It's the devil's playground with a Latin flair. Animal instincts, they just don't care. When will you ever learn that there's nothing there? Hey, little girl, better beware. It's the devil's town with a Latin flair. Flashy cars and too much skin. You don't see all the scars that they hide within. At the red velvet road, reaching up the street, showing the way to possibility. Deep in your soul, you know how to survive. Something inside you made it out alive.
She jumped the red velvet rope like she belonged and trusted me blindly. We had fun, got drunk, went back home and she was warm with my heart's ice. She thought that I was a bridge to cross the river without drowning. But I'm the river and I never touched the same shore twice. Adios, mommy.
On your album, we also see great musicians such as Tom Renier, Christian Jacob, and Jeff Kalala. It should have been great learning and inspirational experience.
Yeah, Tom Renier worked on this album. He was musical director for Barbra Streisand and then toured for 3 years with Tony Bennett. He also played on the Lady Gaga Tony Bennett album that just won a Grammy last year. Christian Jacob, who I co-wrote 2 songs with, Christian is a 7-time nominated Grammy artist. He also wrote the scores for 2 Clint Eastwood films. And Jeff Colella, I've worked with since I first started singing jazz 13 years ago. And Jeff was Lou Rawls' musical director for like 13 years until the end of his life. So I've been very lucky to have these collaborative relationships with such talented and really great artists. And so Tom, Christian, and Jeff all wrote the melodies for my lyrics on this album. And it was a very collaborative process. We really worked closely together to make sure that the lyrics were reflected in the melodies. And I brought the lyrics to these different writers because I knew, in terms of the feel of the song and what the song was really saying, that the music for those lyrics were in their wheelhouse. So I'm very happy with the work that they all did. I think they're really powerful songs. And I think that they could be classic standards. I think in the future, hopefully other people will want to record some of them.
We're listening to Holding Back Tears.
The memories are so sweet, but now that you have gone, life feels so empty. How come it's me holding back tears? How can it be that you're no longer here? How come it's me holding back tears? How can it be that you're no longer here? How come it's me? How can it be? How come it's me holding back tears? How can it be that you're no longer here? How come it's me? How can it be?
As composers, we'd like to define a piece of artistic territory as our own. Did you find yours with signature?
Yeah, as composers, we'd like to define a piece of artistic territory as our own. I don't know if, I found my artistic territory. I guess I'm a bit guilty of that. I don't go into something trying to make it sound a certain way or be a certain thing. I just go into it trying to communicate the truth as I see it, and it kind of will come out however it comes out, and that is what defines it. So to really be able to say that I've defined a niche, I think that's probably more up to the listener than to me. I'm just out there creating stories. I do like to write stories, and that tends to be the way I write. I've always written that way.
Yes, Sylvia. We write stories the best we can, and it's up to the listener to decide. We're listening to Over and Done.
That it's over and done. I spend sleepless nights wondering how we were. If you're now with her, is it over and done? Over and done. Do you love her now? Does she treat you right? Make love to you all night? Did you ever know how I really feel? Did you even care? Was it ever real? Was it real? I know soon she'll see that you've done to her what you did to me. I could tell her now, but she won't listen. Soon she'll ask, just like me, just like me. Am I not enough? Was I not the one? I can't seem to get that it's over and done. I spend sleepless nights knowing how we were, and you're now with her. Guess it's over and done. Over and I heard that she has moved on.
And now, from the listeners of Light Lounge with Dimitri K, let's wish Sylvia Brooks success in pursuit of her Best Female Vocalist Avenue and her new album Signature.
Well, thank you so much for having me on your program. I hope your listeners like my album and that that it touches their lives. And Dimitri, thank you so much for the opportunity to be on your show. I wish everybody the best, and here's to great listening.
You're welcome, Sylvia. From your album Signature, let's listen to one more song. The Boy That Lived There.
His father had enough that day. He finally ran out of booze. He pushed his ma out of the way and said, son, this is what I choose. So many things were broken there for no cause, for no reason. A cup of pain full of despair passed down from father to son. How does he fill that hole inside, the one that his father left him? What can he do to find his pride? It's a matter of sink or swim. He grew up tough, gun in hand, with the brothers that he found on the corners when disappeared like lead from the streets he thought were his. Nobody knew who shot him dead. No tears were shed. It is what it is. What happened to the boy upstairs? That little boy who smiled. It was too late, no one cared. Another lost and lonely child. He was just 2 when his daddy left. He never understood why. His heart was broken, it hit hard. He was just a little guy.
Life is better than listening to a commercial radio station playing endlessly a few resembling songs. If you feel that way, you came at the right place. Light Lounge with Dimitri K plays the best award winners and independent artists around the world.
Hi, this is Christina Gaudet, and you're listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K. The new album Manhattan Oz is out, and I'm excited to share it with you. Manhattan Oz is a die-hard, New York tough, street-smart survival love story. It was written during the COVID-19 lockdowns in New York City at a time when the world came to a complete stop, and I had the opportunity to reimagine a new world. This album is a reflection of the friends I have loved who have transcended time, a reflection of my French Cajun roots from the bayous of Louisiana. It's an American story. It's the story of my life. Bayou born but made in New York City. There's no place like home. Thank you, Light Lounge with Dimitri K, for letting me share this with all of your listeners. Have a great day.
New York City when I'm in it. Right here, be anything you wanna be. So just call, I'll be ready in a New York minute. It's a tumble in the jungle. It's a tumble in the concrete jungle. It's a constant creating machine. It's a manifesting maestro tune. It's a pure cause and effect. And you're only gonna do your best. It's a 24-hour rock show. Steal the show and party with the guys. New York, New York, New York City. Manhattan's where I wanna be. New York, New York, New York City. Manhattan, that's the place to be. Just call, I'll be ready in a New York minute. Love, 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 New York City when I'm in it. Right here, be anything you wanna be. So just call, I'll be ready in a New York minute. Never wanna leave Manhattan. Never gonna leave Manhattan. 'Cause if you leave Manhattan, you're gonna grieve Manhattan. Just call, I'll be ready in a New York minute. Love, 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 New York City when I'm in it. Right here, be anything you wanna be. So just call, I'll be ready in a New York minute. Just call, I'll be ready in a New York minute. Love, 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 New York City when I'm in it. Right here, be anything you wanna be. New York City.
Hi, this is Thomas Charlie Peterson, from the Danish band Vinyl Floor, and you're listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K. Our new album, called Funhouse Mirror, will be released on September 16th. This is the single called Clock with No Hands. Enjoy.
A clock with no hands. I wanna study carefully its possibility. There is no God without demands. A clock with no plans. I lay it down respectfully, then curse society. 'Cause everything is better when shared with you. No one I know can steer me like you do. Everything looks better when nothing is new. A clock with no hands is you. Cause everything is better when shared with you. No one I know can steer me like you do. Everything looks better when nothing is new. The clock with no hands is you. There's love for sale in heated cans. A clock with no chance. I blast for all eternity its wicked remedy. From high peaks to the lowlands. A clock with no hands. I wanna listen carefully to its timeless melody. 'Cause everything is better when shared with you. No one I know can kill me like you do. Everything looks safer when nothing is new. The clock with no hands is you. 'Cause everything is better when shared with you. No one I know can kill me like you do. Everything looks great when nothing is new. The clock with no hands is you.
Hi, this is pianist, vocalist, composer Carol Albert, and I hope you're enjoying listening to the Light Lounge with Dimitri K. He's playing some of my tunes from my new album, Magic Mirror. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for listening.
We're listening to Paradigm Shift, Carol Albert. musician, arranger, producer and composer based in USA, Yorgis Goiricelaya. We're listening to Suiere Aif.
Ache wawa, ache yeye, ache mi usi wa yu pancho kana fungo kana mi fukene di bafu kanki ke. Ache mi yu bona ka ogunda ei tete munyimeta maferefungo lofu, maferefungo rula, adi pafungo badala. Ache bobo ocha, bobo richa, bobo eku. Kyoto kunke timbelese, yolo dumare.
Awani leo ifabure, awani leo ifabure. Tentena ni apure, orula na ni apure, otutua na ni apure, chakona ni apure. Tentena ni o, tenteni pa, awani leo ifabure, awani leo ifabure. Tentena ni apure, orula na ni apure, otutua na ni apure, chakona ni apure. Tentena ni o, tenteni pa, awani leo.
And now let's turn our attention to Kevin Lucas Orchestra. Seen it all before.
We watch the rise of the ocean, the sun and the moon take chase, but they're no longer the problem. The new one has a face. We know that they'll never open as long as the goal is made. We take our rights how we want them, then someone takes a knee.
Hi, this is Martha Reich, and you're listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K. I'm a singer-songwriter out of Santa Fe, New Mexico, and my most recent single is called Starseeds. This song was inspired from one man's true life story of how he went from difficulties of depression and addiction to finding hope and a spiritual path that led him to a better way in his life. He wanted to share his story with the world, so asked me to write a song for him. I hope you enjoy it. It's also for consideration in this year's Grammys as an Americana performance. Thank you so much.
In the sky. It took me a while. I love my sweet child, but now that I do, she's my indigo blue. And I say deep in your soul, you're perfectly whole, as beautiful as a tree. And I am playing my songs, telling us all along, you and I are just our seeds. And we were born pure, we were born pretty flowers, we were born to fly to the sun, find our magic hours. Yes, I knew how to run, and I knew how to hide, shoot myself in the arm, hurt so bad I wish I could die. And now I just wanna win this war with the blues, 'cause I've been there before. This time please don't let me lose. I'll plant trees and woods, past the rocks and the streams, climb desert mountains, follow moon dreams. Just let me thank her for all that she's done. I think she'd be proud of me. Look how far that I've come. Don't know how she saw me, pulled me up from the crowd. Don't know how she heard me. I guess I was crying out loud. I grow trees in the sand and pretty flowers wherever I am. Show you how I love you best that I can. Show you how I love
And for the end of the show, let's listen to the sophisticated performance of Elizabeth Sombart, Nocturnes Opus 48, number 2, number 14 in F sharp minor, Andantino. You're listening to Light Lounge with Dimitri K. It's time to say goodbye. And remember, hesitation is temporary, music lasts forever. Most of the artists you heard on this show are independent artists. And if you like some of them, you can Google the name and find them on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, and the rest of the digital media, and that would be a great support for them. For any comments, suggestions and feedback, please email me at kopublishing@gmail.com. I'm Dimitri K, broadcasting from the city beautiful Orlando, Florida.